Hello guys, welcome to Forge. My name's Rampage, and today I'm going to bring you the first ever video of my Rampage Talks series that I'm starting here on Forge Entertainment. My goal for this series is to bring you guys a video on a bi-weekly basis over the weekend, get something out there that's a little different from my normal content that is me streaming on Twitch playing Fortnite. I still love that content, but there's a lot of cases where because of school, work, whatever else, I can't stream all the time. And I figured if I could bring you guys another way to kind of interact with me, get some more content out there, and have another way of talking with people and maybe giving some advice to people. This video, however, will not be about giving advice or like my kind of experience in that way. I was given this idea by Noob Gamer Guy in my Discord. It's like, what should I talk about for my first subject? And he came up with, like, why'd you start playing Fortnite? Because, I mean, I love the game. I play it way too much. You guys know that. I stream it way too much. Sometimes you guys are like, dude, you ever gonna play another game? And I'm like, I mean, I'm kind of at a state with Fortnite where, like, every game, like, there's so many games I do want to play. Like, I want to play League. I want to play WoW. I want to play Rocket League even. I want to play Fortnite, obviously. I want to play, like, I even kind of want to play, like, PUBG. Believe it or not, a little bit of CSGO, like a ton of different games. But like when I sit there thinking about what game I'm going to play right now, I'm kind of just like, well, Fortnite tops the list. So I end up playing Fortnite because I don't just have infinite time, right? So that ends up being the game that I end up wanting to play, especially because I got so many friends who want to play with me. It's always a good time. That's kind of the intro into this topic. I'm going to be talking about why I started playing Fortnite, and I will be doing a follow-up video to this, which is going into like why I continue to play Fortnite and why I love Fortnite and continually as the seasons go on, and like what my kind of take on like Epic Games and how good they're doing keeping people like me interested in the game. But that will be for another day. Today I'm going to focus on why I started playing Fortnite. So let's get right into it. Can't talk about me getting into Fortnite without initially talking about the Battle Royale genre. So back when H1Z1 came out, and I'm not talking about when it became a full game, but I'm talking when it was in early access, like first was a thing, like game was still like bugged and crazy and all that stuff, and the whole like Summit in the Pit meme started, which I wouldn't even be surprised if most of you haven't even heard that. But when this game launched, this was also the first time I had just built my PC, and so it was the first time I was aiming on a mouse and keyboard. It was crazy to me. It was so much fun. I loved it. The gameplay was like, it was so different because I'd always played like Call of Duties and like Halos. So like having that like this whole like Battle Royale idea was really interesting. And I'm almost surprised that I liked it because I always hated search and destroy and having only one life. But there's something about Battle Royales that like just made me keep coming back at the time. And like I was bad, bro. Like H1Z1, I was trash. Like I wasn't even close to being good. I don't even know if I got a kill in my first month of playing that game. Like, dude, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. But like I just kept coming back. I had so much fun playing it. I just kept going at it, kept trying, kept hopping in games until I started finally getting like 1, 2, 3 kills a match. I started realizing that like, oh, maybe if I don't just hide the whole game, because I was getting like top 10s all the time, I'd just have 0 kills and then die. So like I started doing hot drops and started trying to like practice my aim and getting better at the game, and like it started showing, and I started being able to get like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 kills a game, and it just kept going up until I eventually stopped playing. That game really kind of like piqued my interest in the whole Battle Royale genre. And then when the game PUBG came out, oh my gosh, dude, I really like started getting into it a lot. My friends were getting into it. This is kind of when Battle Royale kind of really started like blowing up. Like H1Z1 started the shift. And when I say that, I don't mean H1Z1 was the first Battle Royale, but it was the first one that really started like pushing people in that direction. I even think Minecraft Hunger Games started coming out around that same time. And then when PUBG came out and just blew up on Twitch and in the gaming universe, like Battle Royale became like just a known thing. Like people weren't like, "Hey, what is that?" And like it was just so crazy and massive. And I was like, man, I was like right on the edge of like I was in this curve, right? I was like in the curve of watching this happen the entire time because I started playing H1Z1. And then like all my friends joining, it was just so much fun, especially when we started like playing with other people and not just playing in solos. Oh my gosh, dude, the genre just became so crazy and like so enjoyable, and like you can mess around, have a good time. You can full send, you can do whatever you want. Like, it's, the maps are big, there's so many players. Like, the whole idea of like 100-man or more free-for-all was like crazy. It was so much fun. As early talks about Fortnite were coming out, for like Fortnite becoming a battle royale, because as some of you guys know, it was a game that was just a survival game that only like 100 people probably played at the time. I'm exaggerating. But yeah, like so when it came out, for those of you who don't know, PUBG uses Epic's engine, like the Unreal Engine, and so this sparked a controversy. I saw an article come out, and it was actually my work supervisor. He had seen it like towards the beginning of summer, the summer before Fortnite came out, Battle Royale came out, I should say, and so like I was like, no, I haven't heard of this, and I read the article, and it was like, yeah, the creators of PUBG were like not happy because Epic Games was creating a battle royale on the same engine that they're licensing the creators of PUBG to make. So like obviously there was some like, whoa guys, like we just created this game and now you're copying it on the same engine. And so like I remember there's a big thing about it, and like it's sort of weird to me. Most people haven't even heard of that. But I remember it very clearly. I saw multiple articles and like talks about it, and of course nothing ended up coming out of it. So this then brings me to July 25th, 2017. This is the day that Fortnite came out, and I downloaded the game that day. I tried it out. I was like, all right, dude, I'm loving battle royales. This is the same engine as PUBG. I'm interested, right? And so like I tried it out. I played a couple solos. And I was like, wow, dude, this game is interesting. I've never played a cartoony shooter before, but it like didn't just feel like some like arcadey garbage, right? Like I was like, okay, I mean the game's obviously not complete. There's like 4 places on the map to land. I didn't know what any of them were. I didn't know where loot spawned really. There's definitely like the learning curve of any battle royale is like where the loot spawns and all that kind of stuff. Learning the shooting mechanics, which I mean obviously ended up being fairly easy to figure out because it's just bloom. I was like, oh, dude, this game's interesting. I see the potential. It doesn't feel like a complete game, and it wasn't supposed to. It was just early access. I was like, okay, I could see where this game could get good, but ultimately, my friends got to me. So my friends were all still playing PUBG. I still wanted to play PUBG with them. It was more I just wanted to play with friends. So like because they were playing PUBG, I'm like, all right. I guess that means I'm going to play PUBG, because I was still seeing it as like, dude, if I'm going to play Battle Royale, I could play by myself or I could play with friends. So I'm like, I'm going to play with friends. So I ended up playing PUBG, which to some degree I regret, because if I would have gotten as good at Fortnite as early as Season 2, who knows what could have happened to me on Twitch or anything else and where I'd be. I'd be noticeably better at the game at least earlier on. With that being when people were blowing up and like all the big guys started, like, oh, I can only imagine like where I would have ended up if I got my skills from Season 3 and pushed it into Season 2, if I would have like kept at it, you know? Ultimately, I still have fun. I still love this game now, even though I didn't hold on to it as early as possible, but I still love the game. So that's ultimately like how I started, how I heard about it. It's actually sort of an interesting story that I heard about it from like controversy of a game I currently played. So, but this kind of brings me into the early seasons of Fortnite. I see a lot of stuff about this, so I'm not going to talk about all the like controversy of like, oh, dude, the best seasons were seasons 1 and 2. I'm not going to fully get into that. I'll make a small comment on it. Perhaps it'll be a topic of another video for like what the best seasons are and like my response to all the people talking about how great season 1 and 2 are, even though most of them didn't even play it. So my first take at season 1, I sort of commented on it. The game didn't feel complete. I felt like it had potential. The game was fun. I enjoyed it, but it didn't feel complete. So I didn't really play it a ton. I was still playing PUBG. Now, like, there's such a big difference. There's so many more guns. The graphics are different. So many things have happened, right, since the early stages of Fortnite Battle Royale. Then Season 2 came. And around now, at least one of my buddies from PUBG started playing Fortnite. Like, I still remember he was like, yo, guys, I found this new Battle Royale game, and it's, like, super fun. And I was like, oh, what is it? And he goes, it's called Fortnite. And I was like, oh, dude, I played that at launch. I thought it was going to be a pretty good game. How does it look now? And he's like, dude, this game is so much fun. I'm addicted to it. I hopped on, I started doing a lot of duos with them, having a good time with it. I ended up buying the Season 2 Battle Pass. Regrettably, I didn't get the Black Knight because I didn't play enough. I was still playing like League and PUBG at the time, so I was kind of splitting my time. And for those of you who don't know, the Battle Pass system in Season 2 was garbage. Like, now you can do your challenges anytime. As like weeks go by, you don't lose out on challenges or anything like that. Well, that wasn't the case. Battle Pass, you had to play every single day and do your challenges, or you weren't completing the Battle Pass. You would keep the same challenges until you complete them all, and then you would get the next day's Battle Pass or challenges, and then until you complete all of them, you get the next days. So like if you start just skipping days, you're screwed. Even though the challenges aren't necessarily hard, you just can't miss all the days, right? Like there were too many stars, like battle stars, to get to max level. So unfortunately, I didn't get all the way through it. I think I ended up around like tier 50 or 60 or something like that. I don't remember. I still loved it. I had a good time. I definitely got some nice stuff from it. So don't regret it at all, even though I didn't. It's the only battle pass that I've not finished. So, but yeah, the map was still bad. And like, here's my big problem with people who think early season, like the early seasons were the best. There was nowhere to land. You had Pleasant Park and you had retail, and then you kind of had like the farms, I guess, and like Wailing Wood. If you just didn't want to fight people, you just pretty much land anywhere else. So you only had these two places that actually really had loot, and that was it. Because also loot spawns were a little different back then. Like they didn't have necessarily as many in the farms. Like I can't be certain. I don't remember exactly. So there ended up just being 2 hot drops and then the rest of the map. So, like, either you didn't fight anybody the entire time or you fought the whole server. And, like, don't get me wrong, similar things happen now with, like, tilted towers and all that stuff. But at least you have multiple places that you can land and you can have a good time playing the game. Back then, it seemed like you kind of just couldn't. So you just ended up, like, moving around doing a whole lot of nothing. Or you full sent, and when you're early in the game and you're bad, you die a lot, right? So the map I thought was bad, not like cosmetically or anything like that. It just didn't have enough to it. Whereas now, obviously, that's not a problem. They're at the point where they're even like destroying old stuff to make new stuff, and there's plenty of places to land now. So the early map was really not that amazing. There just wasn't enough to it. Now we get to the juicy stuff where all of you guys probably started hearing about Fortnite. Season 3 is when Fortnite blew up. And it is when they finally passed over PUBG. They added in things like tilted towers. They added a lot more to just the map. They redid how the battle pass works, the same system as it is now. For the most part, the challenges are slightly different, I guess, but it's really the same system. This is when, in the gaming universe, Fortnite blew up. I think it was about middle of Season 3. The amount of just attention this game brought was ridiculous. It's also a big reason why there's a good amount of people, I think, that think Fortnite's why Battle Royales blew up. And I think they're sort of right when they talk about including not gamers, but really, like, PUBG is when the Battle Royale scene really blew out of the water and became massive within gaming. Fortnite just brought it to the masses. Season 3, I had so much fun. At this point, more of my friends were playing. It wasn't just myself and my first buddy who hopped on the game with me. People were starting to get okay at the game. They started doing a lot more like gun changes, like double pump kind of got figured out and people were getting decent at it, and they were kind of like taking it out and adding it back into the game, actually making weapon changes. The graphics started to change. It wasn't just like a white box with an AR-ish looking thing sitting in your inventory. They changed how the entire like inventory system looked. Like when you're going to move your guns around and stuff, it used to be like all over the screen. Now it's pretty condensed towards the right side and bottom. A lot of really, really good work towards changing how the game looked. And like overall, man, like the whole take on the game, like everyone was positive. I didn't hear negative things about the game other than like a little bit about the whole like bloom system and shooting mechanic. Other than that, dude, every change Epic made, everyone was like, dude, you guys are the best. And like I kind of thought the same thing. I loved all the changes. They were super awesome. I enjoyed them a lot, and it was just a really good time. On top of this, in the middle of Season 3, I started streaming. This was in April. I started streaming again. I was loving this game, so it really fit in that I started streaming as I'm finding a game that I really love to play, and it's easy to stream. So like it just fell into place. I got affiliate in the month of April. on Twitch, and I've been just riding it ever since. I've been having so much fun. Like, if you guys ever watch my streams, dude, I play the game and I talk so highly of it almost all the time. Of course, there are patches where I'm like, Epic, please revert. This is garbage. But overall, dude, if I talk about the game and I sit back and like actually say how good the game is, I love it. I can't get over it, how overall great the community is. The amount of people that I've met that just were from me killing them in game or them killing me in game and coming to my stream, hanging out. All of a sudden, we're duo partners, squad partners. They watch my stream. In some cases, I watch theirs. Like, it's been such an amazing ride that, like, games like League of Legends and Call of Duty never gave me. It just gave me a passion. I love streaming, so it gave me that passion on top of a game in which a genre that I just loved. So, like, just everything fell together, and I was just thoroughly enjoying the game, even as my friends started moving away from it. So now here is the one controversial statement I will really make today. Season 4 is the best season of Fortnite. Of course, that is my opinion. There's no factual reason why it's the fourth. It's the best. I just love it. I loved every change they made. They added more to the map. They changed how a lot of guns worked. They added in, like, I remember the heavy shotgun. I believe that was when they also added in, like, shopping carts and some mobility into the game. There's so many good changes to the game. They made, I know there were some map updates. They started really going ahead with the whole, like, looking towards the next season. Of course, that started in season 3. But with the whole, like, comet, they had the rocket. They started, like, throwing in so much stuff into the game that I was just loving. And I loved all the changes because they were minor, but big enough that they made a difference. By the end of season 4 was the best gun meta ever in Fortnite. You could double pump, you could double heavy, you could heavy tack, you could pump tack, you could heavy, I think I said heavy tack, you could use the tack submachine gun was still in the game, bouncers were still in the game, you could do shotgun into SMG, you could use shotgun into shotgun. It didn't matter what you did. Building felt decent, like you could still build and you didn't just get spammed out to the point you're just screwed. So much of the game to me was just in such a perfect spot in Season 4 that I just loved it. Like, it was so awesome. Season 4 was my most played season. Of course, as I said, I started in the beginning and I really started playing the game in Season 2, Season 3. But, like, Season 4 is really what did it for me and what made Fortnite by far my favorite game I ever played. And it's a big reason why I still love it today. Thank you guys for watching so much. I really appreciate it. For those of you who want to see me play some Fortnite, want to play with me in some Fortnite, want to do whatever, come check out my stream at twitch.tv/FuelRampage. I will leave links in the description to that, other social medias. Join Forge Entertainment, man. Get in the Discord. Give me more ideas. Meet some more people. Have a good time. Get in on the podcasts. Do everything, right? So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. And please, if you have any ideas for feedback, more topics in the future, leave them in the comments section. DM me on Discord, Twitter, anything else. Until then, I will see you guys next time.